Hey there, and welcome back. If you're anyone in the helping relations field, whether a therapist or a counselor, a clinician, social worker, or anybody who holds space for others, you're a caregiver of some kind, or even a teacher, this video is especially for you. Today, we're diving into the science behind EFT tapping and what's actually happening in the brain and body when you tap on these acupressure points. And we'll talk about why this tool works so well and it's so useful for people in the helping relations field. So I'll demystify it, I'll break it down, and I'll connect it to the stressors that you specifically face in this field. When we tap on the acupressure points, like inside of the eye, side of the eye, under the eye, nose, chin, we're actually stimulating the somatic sensory system. So that's a system that is responsible for processing touch and body based signals. And at the same time as we're tapping, we are naming or tuning into an emotional experience that we're currently having. For example, saying, like, I'm overwhelmed, or even this session was really hard. So, this dual process of mind and body, it does something quite powerful. It down regulates the amygdala. So, the amygdala is the brain's fear center. And studies have shown in the functional MRI studies that tapping leads to reduced activation in the limbic system, especially in the amygdala and the hippocampus. So, these are two regions that are tied to fear, memory, and emotional reactivity. So, what you're doing is you're literally interrupting the body's stress signal in real time as you're tapping, while you're reinforcing this feeling of safety and presence in the body. Now, let's take a look at some of the key research highlights that indicate EFT is an evidence informed practice. So, the first study shows that EFT reduces cortisol. So, this was shown in a 2012 study published in the Journal of Nervous and Mental Disease. So, the participants who received EFT had a 24% decrease in cortisol levels just after one tapping session, compared to a 14% decrease in the talk therapy group. So, additionally, moving into nervous system regulation. So, studies have shown that EFT improves heart rate variability. So, tapping has been shown to positively impact heart rate variability, also abbreviated where we often see it as HRV, which is a marker of nervous system flexibility. So, bottom line is that EFT works by combining this top down, bottom up processing. And it's because it works with our mind and our body, this psychosomatic process that happens in EFT, which makes it really uniquely powerful for healing and also regulation of our system. So, how does all of this apply to you as the mental health worker, as the person who's helping and holding space for others? So, let's be really honest here with each other. We carry a lot of stress that we are never able to really discharge. We hear heavy emotions, we sit with these heavy emotions, we vicariously witness trauma, and we often bypass our own needs in the name of being steady, together, and composed for our clients. So, EFT offers a really practical, evidence informed way to give ourselves and our nervous system exactly what it needs. So, EFT helps with releasing the emotional residue that can come from difficult client sessions. It interrupts that burnout cycle before we start to feel the effects of the depletion. And it addresses vicarious trauma very gently without re traumatizing ourselves. And it can gently address some of those inner wounds that we have that can get stirred up during client sessions. And it's self strengthening our nervous system so that you can expand your capacity to hold space and emotions for others. Because tapping lowers the cortisol, as we talked about, and calms the amygdala. It is a really great way, an easy way, and quick way for an emotional reset without needing to push away or suppress what you're feeling in the moment. So, if you're familiar with a polyvagal theory, you'll really appreciate how tapping is connected to the theory. So, tapping helps shift our nervous system out of the sympathetic arousal, which is our fight or flight, and it also helps us get out of the dorsal shutdown, which is freeze, and it brings us into more of a ventral vagal state. And in this state, this is where connection, presence, and safety become possible. So with tapping, you're not just calming down, but you're coming back into regulated connection with yourself and with your environment. And this matters because you can only co regulate with your clients when you are in a regulated state and when you are connected to yourself. And EFT is a great tool to help you get there quickly, gently, and in a safe way. So, to sum it up, EFT isn't just some woo woo self hack trick, even though admittedly it looks a little strange when we're tapping on our face. But it's backed by neuroscience and research, and it's showing clinical results. And I feel like it really can be a huge game changer for those working in the mental health field to help themselves sustain and stay in the field, which we so desperately need. And truth be told, I really wish I had known about this when I was practicing psychotherapy. I think it would have been hugely helpful for me. So, in the next video, I will walk you through exactly how to start tapping, even if you've never done it before. And I want to know, so let me know in the comments if you have ever tried tapping, and if so, what shifts have you made, and what have you noticed since you've started tapping? I have a little something for you. You can download a free resource that is called the Clinician Nervous System Check-in. It's a quick, and it gives you a little self-assessment on where you are on the emotional depletion spectrum. It's just a good way to kind of assess where you are and what you might need so that you can resource yourself to sustain in the field. And you can find the link in the description. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell so that you know when the next video is coming out. And please give this video a like just to show your appreciation for the helpers out there who are trying their hardest and giving it that all to make a difference in this world. And let's keep growing this community here. So please come and join us. So thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.